Good morning. Welcome to Active Aging with Barb. My name is Barb Eisenberg. I'm a physical therapist assistant and also a licensed massage therapist. I work with the team at Therapy at Home, where our passion is to inspire seniors like you to live happier, healthier lives so that you can age successfully and independently with a positive attitude. So together, we can create possibilities as we get older and better. So today I'm going to be talking for about a few minutes about strong hips and why strong hips are so important. Then we'll spend 25 minutes doing a full body workout, working as many muscles and joints as possible so every part of us can stay young and healthy as long as we live. So this information is for educational purposes only. It's not meant to diagnose a specific condition or treat any particular ailment. So that being said, why are strong hips so important? 3 amazing things that strong hips can do for us. Number 1, it reduces our fall risk. Why? Because the hip muscles are some of the major muscle groups that support our balance. So strong hips lead to better balance reduces our fall risk. Reducing our fall risk keeps us out of the hospital. Really amazing thing, really important. Number 2, functional mobility. Functional mobility is just the way we move about our day. If we have strong hips, then it's going to be easier to get off the couch, easier to get out of bed, easier to get out of a car, going up steps, stepping up on a curve. All of those things, if we have strong hips, are going to be a little bit easier. Really, really simple thing to do. Strengthening your hips, making your day much easier as you go and do what you need to do. So number 3, the third thing that strong hips can do is to prevent aches and pains, stiffness. Why? Well, if you have a weakness in one area, our bodies are really good at compensating. So a weakness in the hips might translate to a little ache in your knees or in your ankle or maybe in your lower back. So our bodies start to compensate for that weakness and it can lead to some pain. So we want to keep strong and balanced muscles to prevent those aches and pains. So last time we talked a little bit about how to know if your hips are weak. A hip drop test is very simple. You put your hands on your hips and you lift up one foot. If that hip drops, that means there's a weakness here because it's not able to keep your hips level. So that's the hip drop test. Number 2 way to tell if your hips are a little bit weak is to just watch the way you walk. If you watch other people, you can see some people do kind of a weight shifting back and forth, more of a waddle. That's another indication that you have a weakness there in your hips. So there's lots of things we can do. Last time we talked about three exercises. We're going to review those quickly and then advance them a little bit. First one is just walking. Walking can really strengthen the hips, but to advance that, you step sideways. So working the hips in a different way, you can step about 10 steps one way, 10 steps the other way, and you can take really big steps to really lengthen out and increase your range of motion in your hips. So that's how to advance walking. Number 2 is a side leg lift. We did it standing, lifting your foot out to the side, keep your knee pointing forward. Let me step back to make sure you can see what I'm doing. So lift a side leg lift, strengthen these side hip muscles, the gluteals. To advance that one, you lay down on your side so that gravity is working more. Bottom leg is bent. We're supporting here so the ribs are lengthened. You can also lay flat, but you don't want to put your head in your hands. That could put a strain on your neck. So bottom leg is bent, top leg is straight, knee is still pointing forward, and you're just lifting up a little bit. It's not real high, maybe 8 inches. But you'll feel your muscles working here. It might even start to ache a little bit. That just means they're working, and it means that they're getting stronger. So side leg lift is number 2. Number 3 is that single leg stance. So you may use a counter or a chair for support, lifting up one leg. in order to advance that one, you get rid of the support. So try letting go with one hand, just holding on with one. Then eventually you can stand, hopefully. As you get better, you stand without holding on to anything. And if you want to advance it even more, you can pick up a weight. So I'm going to grab a book. You'll see it's much more of a challenge. So I've got a weight, a book, a can of peas, something. And you can see it's a much more of a challenge. Then if you want to advance even more, you move that weight around, really challenging your balance, right? You can see I'm wiggling, really working this hip joint here. So really simple things you can do: walking, side leg lift, side stepping, and that single leg stance. All are really great exercises for your hips. So for next time, we're going to be talking about something called Tabata training, and that is a type of training that only takes 4 minutes. It doesn't include the warm-up and cool-down, but it still gives you great benefits. So it's very interesting, a different way to work, and something that you can do to change it up. We'll talk about that next time. We're going to get moving now, but if you haven't been exercising for a while and you don't have a regular program, make sure you check with your healthcare provider before you start any kind of new program. Then, if we start exercising and you feel chest pains, shortness of breath, dizziness, or lightheaded, make sure you stop immediately and get checked out. Make sure you're okay. All right, with that being said, let's get moving. We always start with a warm-up, and I'm going to start with a side to side. Since we were talking about the strengthening our hips, we'll work that into the workout today. So side to side, stepping side to side, and starting to breathe a little deeper. In through your nose and out through your mouth. Side to side. Loosening up the hip joints. Good work. You can do a tap to wake up your feet, because we don't want any part to get old. We want to keep everything working. And if we don't, it's the old saying, if you don't use it, you will lose it. If you don't use those muscles for your feet or your calves or your knees, you will lose them. They will shrink and atrophy, and you will get weaker. If you use them, they will respond. Our bodies are amazing machines. They can respond to what we do, and they will get stronger and more flexible and better balance. All right, let's change it up. We'll do some kicks and get the arms moving. Swinging the arms, gentle. We're still relaxed because we're warming up. Kick into the front. And let's go back side to side and do a reach. Now I'm just shifting my weight, bending the knees a little bit, lengthening out the sides. So now we're getting the core involved. It's amazing, some of these very simple movements can work the whole body. So I'm tapping my toe, so my calf is working here. You can see that. I'm lengthening here, so I got shoulders, rib cage, just reaching up. We want to lengthen the muscles as we strengthen them so that it increases the space in our joints. All right, reach and tap. And I'm just going to shift side to side. Now we're not tapping, but you can see as I shift, you want to make sure that your knee doesn't go past your toes. Shifting side to side. And adding a reach. Reach and reach. You can lean on that leg if you want to go a little farther. Reaching. lengthening out the sides. This is working my balance a little bit too. So we're loading up the quad when we lean over. This quad is working. And then we're lengthening here. Then when we lift, we're working these side abdominal muscles. Reaching as far as you can. You can do these without working hard at all. This doesn't do you a whole lot of good. But if you lengthen and reach, you can feel this leg working. You can feel the ribs working and coming up. Reach and come up. Good job. All right. We'll go back to kicks and reaching up. It always amazes me when you reach up with your shoulders, it adds a lot of effort. You start breathing a little harder, so that makes it more of a cardio workout. Increasing your heart rate, increasing your rate of respirations. That's cardio. Kick into the side. That brings a little more rotation into our spine. Good work. Reach and reach. Now let's go back. So now we're lengthening the quad, trying to kick back and pull with the arms. Reach and pull. So we're opening the chest a little bit, working on those muscles for better posture. Reach and pull. And kick back. Reach, pull. Good work. You should feel pretty warm by now. So then we'll start more of the lengthening and strengthening. All right. Let's go for a figure eight. If you've watched before, this is one of my favorites. So we've got a bent elbow, circling one way and the other way. Big circle, and the circle gets bigger, reaching further down and back, down and back. Reach and reach. You can reach up, even higher, reach and press back, down and back. Let's switch arms. So starting small, circle one way, circle the other way. Very nice. So you should feel a rotation around your spine. You should feel a little stretch in your shoulder. You're turning it over, down, and behind. Bigger and bigger. So now when I go lower, I'm pumping the legs, getting the quads involved some more. Reaching behind and in front. You decide how far you want to go. But remember, if you don't challenge yourself, your muscles are not going to respond. They're not going to get any stronger if you don't challenge them. So, you decide how much you want to challenge. Back and forward and up and back. Good work. Now we're going to do both arms together. So elbows back and then out, rounding your back. I'll turn sideways so you're pushing back with your back, forward with your arms. You should really feel a stretch here. Again, this is one you can do without working. Doesn't do a whole lot. But if you really push away, then you'll feel it. You really want to feel that stretch in your lower back. And then lift up and open up the chest. Let's do it again. So elbows back and out, and then coming forward, and then lifting up, lengthening, and open the chest. Couple more times. Bend the knees, elbows go back, and then out. So here you're tucking your back, tucking your hips, Coming forward, reaching as far as you can, lifting up, and open the chest. Great job. Now we're going to do a little bit of a lunge. So bend one knee, and we're going to reach over as far as you can, and lift up and pull. So bending this knee, loading it up, reaching, and come up. Reaching, and up, reaching, and up. Other side. Bend this knee, reaching as far as you can, loading up the side, lengthening, and come up. We'll just do 4. And 2 more. And 1 more. Good job. We'll go back to hips a little bit. If you need some support, have that chair nearby. And we're going to do that side leg lift that we talked about. So toe pointing forward, lifting up and up. We'll start with slow. 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Other side. So we're starting slow. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Our muscles work in different ways, so now we're going to pick up the pace and we'll go fast. 2 little pumps. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 more. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Other side. We're going at a fast pace now. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 8 more. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great job. Feeling a little bit of an ache? That's okay. That just means they're working. All right. Another way to work your hips is to do circles. So there's different ways. I'm going to do a circle in the front. Small circles. You can use a chair for support, but if you really want to work your balance, let go of that chair. Just little circles in one direction. So we're really working, and circle in the other direction with the toe pointed. So pointed toe works the back of your calf. And if you flex your foot, make circles, you're working the front of your calf. And circle the other way. Really working the balance. Use that chair if you need to, but just remember, you can improve, you can progress. Just say, yet. I can't do that without the chair yet, but that implies you have hope in the future. Maybe you will be able to let go of that chair. So let's go other side. So small circles. 5. I hope you're trying to challenge yourself. Circle the other way. 7 and 8. And now we'll flex the foot. Same idea. Small circles. You can see me wiggling. Really challenging myself. That's okay. Circle the other way. If we challenge our balance reflexes, they will get stronger. That's all there is to it. Great job. Let's move on to shoulders for a little bit. Just pat your hips a little bit if they got a little achy. And we're going to start hands straight out to the sides and pressing back for 8, 7, working the posture muscles. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now at a different angle, so pressing down and to the back. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now the tough one, up in the V shape, pressing back for 8, 7. It's a small motion, but powerful. 4, 3, 2, and 1. So you really want to tighten everything else up. Just move your arms. That means your core will be working. When you isolate one joint, that doesn't mean it's the only joint working. the only muscles that are working. So, all right, back to the middle, pressing back for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's just turn the hands so the hands are pointing forward now and pressing back for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then up again in a V shape, pressing back for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Good job. Shake out those shoulders and we'll go back to hips. We're going to work the back of the hip. So this time we want the leg to be bent and we're going to just do little pushing back with the heel. Knees are even. You're not swinging your leg forward and back, using your whole body. Again, when you isolate that hip joint and just press back a little bit, you're using your core, you're using your other hip. So pressing back for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's go fast. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One more time. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Should feel that glute working. Let's do the other side. So knees are bent. One knee is bent. Knees are even, and we're pressing back, trying to keep the hips stable. So pressing back for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. 8 more. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's go fast. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 7, 6, 5, 3, 2, and 1. That leg wasn't as coordinated as the other one. It was a little harder on that side. Okay. Let's go back to arms. So we're going to do a little squat let's start with the arms. So we're going to press to the front, press to the side. So we're working these triceps, place where a lot of people as they get older, it gets a little flabby. So we're pressing out, pressing forward, pressing out, pressing forward. Like you're pressing a heavy object, and out, and forward, and out. Let's add down, and forward, and out, down. When you press down, then lift your chest and press back a little bit. That opens the chest a little more. So forward, and out, and down, and back. Forward, and out, down, press back. So you're really opening the chest, pushing your hands behind you just a little bit. Really changes the work. Forward, side, down, and back. Forward, side, down, and back. Forward, side, down, and back. Shake it out. I can feel that in my forearms. So anytime when you're pulling back with your hands, you're working these muscles here. Every muscle needs to be worked to keep it strong. All right, we're going to do some squats. So we're really engaging and lengthening these quad muscles. So lowering down for 3 and pushing up. Lower down and up. Down for 3 and up, down for 3 and up, down for 3 and up. You decide how far down you can go. You may not be as flexible. Just go to your level. And up and up. Now we're going to go down a little bit and stay down. Hands on your hips and see if you can lift your heels a little bit. So there, we're engaging the hip, the glutes. We're also engaging the calf muscles. 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 more. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to pick up the pace. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And up. Now just lean over, lengthen out this inner thigh. Give it a little stretch. And the other side. You can lean on this other leg, lengthen out that inner thigh that was working. One more time. Side and side. Good job. All right, let's go back to the feet a little bit. So we're going to go up on the toes and lower down. Up on the toes, lower down. Up and down. Up and down. Now we're going to add a little bit of a stretch. So up on the toes, down, and then bend. That stretches the Achilles a little bit. Pushing up and up, down and down. Up, up, down and down. Good job. Down and down, up, up, down and down. Let's try one leg just to see how it feels if you want to really work that one leg. So lift up one leg, use that chair for support. So we're going down, stretching out, straighten out the knee, lengthen, and then up on the toe. Down and bend, and up, down and bend, up and up. Lower down and up, up. Good job. Let's switch legs. So one leg is up, the other leg is straight to start, then bend to stretch, up and up on the toe. Lower down and down, up and up, down and down, up and up, down, down, up and up. Two more. Up and up. Really strengthening the foot, strengthening the calf, lengthening the shin, down and up. Good job. All right, let's just do a few circles with the ankles to loosen them up. And circle with the other ankle. Nice deep breath. Then we'll loosen up the hips a little more. We're going to do a little hip mobility. So turning your knee in and turning it out. So foot goes in front. You're trying to really mobilize this joint. As I said, we can have a weakness there, but there can also be a stiffness, and that can also cause an imbalance. So you want to mobilize that hip joint. Knee in front, and you might start out doing this thing and you could hardly move it at all in one direction, but inch by inch, cell by cell, you can make changes. If you continue to work, your body will definitely respond. We're switching sides, so knee in front and knee behind, and front and behind, mobilizing that hip joint. Good job. I've had a little ache in one of my hips lately. I'm not sure where that's coming from, but it's feeling better now. So mobilize every joint in your body. In front and behind, a couple more. Your body will respond. Good job. Now we'll do a little more of a stretch for the hamstring. I like to use a chair. You can also do it on the floor, coming forward this way. So toes pointing up, bending a little bit from the hip joint. From the hip, not rounding your back. Then you lose most of the stretch that way, so chest is up. You can bend your standing leg and then shift forward. That stretches out this little hip flexor here. And back, and forward, and back. If you can't if you can't straighten your knee all the way, don't worry about it. Do your best. As long as you're feeling a stretch in that hamstring, that's what we're looking for. And I'll switch legs. So bending from the hip joint and then shifting forward and shifting back. So bend the standing leg, straighten the upper leg, and then coming forward, straighten this leg, bending the front leg. Should feel it in the front of this hip. And coming back. And front. And back. Really lengthening out those hips. All right. Let's do a little more with the balance. So we're going to touch. If you need the chair, keep it nearby, but we're going to try touching to the front and to the side and to the back. Front, side, and back. So this is kind of advancing that single leg stance. You're on one leg, but then you're adding some movement. And touching back, front, and side, and back. Let's switch sides. So front, and side, and back. Front, and side, and back. Don't be afraid to use something if you need it, but try to challenge yourself. Maybe just try holding with 2 fingers. Keep it going. Really strengthening the standing leg. Front and side and back. Good job. Almost done. Let's lengthen up. Try to release any extra tension. Deep breath. Blow it out. Reach up. Deep breath. And blow it out. Let's just do a little swing side to side. Make sure you don't have any tension left in those hip joints. Should feel pretty good. Reaching up and kind of wiping the ceiling. Wiping the ceiling. And one more deep breath. And blow it out. This is Active Aging with Barb. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.